meditate on this. The subconscious mind is like a black hole. It's a vacuum. It pulls in everything that crosses its path. The portals or gateways to the subconscious mind exist on the human body, in the human body. Some of them are called ears, some of them are called eyes. And you can receive certain signals and things and messages, etc., through these senses, through these tools for senses, sight, hearing, etc. But no matter what you do, no matter what you put in front of your ears, no matter what you put in front of your eyes, just understand that the subconscious mind is going to receive that, and it's going to be embedded within you in perpetuity. It's going to be with you forever. And the people in power know this. The ruling class know this, and they do a damn good job of putting things in there that are not going to lead to quality of thought. It's important that you take control of this and try to embed things with high quality of thought into your subconscious mind, so that when they come back to the surface, when they come back, they pop out on the other side, they're fruitful. The things that are good for you, things that lead to quality of thought. So try to embed good things in your subconscious mind. Now that we know we have to program the subconscious mind, do that consciously, the next question becomes, with what? I believe we need to start with music. Music is very natural. Everybody loves music. They're even treating dementia with music, because music can take you to the past, bring you to memories, the vibe. Everything is just seems to come into focus clearly. It's easily visualized when you put music and have a soundtrack to your life. And so what type of music do we listen to? You know, it's part of our daily ritual. It's part of our daily dealings and programming the subconscious mind. The type of music we listen to is very important. And think about quality of thought. Is your music going to nurture the idea of quality of thought? Or is it ratchet? Is it supremely ghetto? Is it trash? Or is it breathing life into you? Right? It's the difference between listening to, something that's promoting death as to something that's promoting life. Looking at some of the neurological effects that happen when you listen to certain types of music, nourishing the brain with that type of music. The TV shows you watch, the movies you watch. What type of shows do you watch, and how are you inspired by them? What are the images that are being implanted in your subconscious mind from the movies and TV and the media that you watch, from the things you watch on YouTube, etc., etc. If you look at one of those controversial stories about TikTok, I said that Chinese people, or the Chinese Communist Party, whatever, has a different algorithm than the one for the Western nations. The one in the Western nations, the kids are watching videos that go viral, doing pranks and all types of silly stuff. And China's algorithm is showing kids completing puzzles and doing math. These are the things they're promoting because they understand the programming of the subconscious mind is very important for the future of your people and where they're going. So with that same concept in mind, what type of media are you always being influenced by? What type of media do you constantly force yourself to be influenced by? What if we saw images of love all the time instead of images of destruction, war, etc., etc.?
What type of media is Hotep Jesus influenced by?
I like the old stuff. I like the classics. Mostly written work, literature. That's the type of stuff I listen to. I listen to a lot of lectures. One of my favorite lecturers is John Henrik Clarke, Dr. Kaba Kamene. Those are like two of my faves. I like listening to scholarly work, scholarly teachers. I go to bed to to chess videos, but I also need some gangster in my life. You know, I'm not perfect, but I need some, you know, I need some cartel gang member, you know, type programming. This is, you know, that's the stuff I happen to like. You know, I like violent movies. I like heists. I like heist movies, like The Italian Job and Ocean's 11 and, you know, those types of things. I like military movies. Like, I thought the new Top Gun was amazing. But I also try to be conscious of what I'm seeing, and so, you know, what's clear is we're gonna come across some content that is not going to nurture quality or high quality of thought. So what we have to do is we have to wrap this stuff with labels. So what you can do is when an image appears before your subconscious mind, what we can do is we can frame it. So when it gets embedded and it gets stored within your mental hard drive, it's filed in a folder, you know, marked bad, marked good, marked to question, marked, you know, you can label these things. So sometimes when things come into our subconscious mind, we don't frame it, we don't put a label on it. I think we have to say, okay, if I'm watching a movie and they're murdering people, let's say for instance, as we're watching this, we got to label that bad. This is bad. This is no bueno, right? And even some labels that your personal opinion might weigh in on, and how you manage this stuff logically. So even though everything is going to be received by your subconscious mind, and some things you may enjoy, some pieces of content you may enjoy, it's very important to frame that stuff and label that stuff. So when it gets into your subconscious mind, your conscious mind knows, okay, this is this and this is that. So it knows clear difference. It's not just sitting there to be sprouted later on in the wrong manner or intent. What is your receptivity? Are you receiving the signals, or are you only transmitting them? You have to tune your inner radio to receive messages, not only send them. Sometimes we get caught up with our conscious mind. Our conscious mind is constantly sending signals out to the universe, to God, to friends, family, etc., etc. But sometimes you have to reset yourself and come back to zero and just say, I'm not intending to send any messages, I'm intending to receive them. I call it no mind. I've spoken about this in the past. I want to open up the mind, enter a state of receptivity, to receive the signals, to be imbued by God. Messages, prescient visualizations, to be omniscient. All these things are made possible by entering a receptive state, by dismissing the world and all of its physicalness, dismissing the world and all of its 3D-ness, dismissing the matrix, forgetting you are of this physical dimension. Dismissing all of that, obviously easier said than done, but moving away from all of these things, dismissing them from their mind. And the easiest way to do that is to actually distract yourself. You have to distract yourself with the senses. It's much easier to enter a state of receptivity when you're out here and you have the breeze blowing against your skin. That's easy to meditate on. When you have the waves you can look at, the seagulls passing over your head, the sun and the way the sun shimmers off the surface of the water, the clouds, the people, all these things, if you allow them to, will open you up to receptivity. They make you receptive. In order to turn off your brain, you got to turn on your 5 senses. Or when I say brain, I mean that conscious mind sending signals and trying to enter a state of receiving the signals. For example, you can't eat and think at the same time. You're either tasting your food or you're thinking. You can't do both at the same time. You can do intervals. You can think and then taste, think and then taste. But while you're tasting your food, the only thing you're thinking about is, this food tastes good. You only think about the food. So sometimes I like to hijack my subconscious when I don't have an environment like this. or hijack the conscious mind with a teaspoon of honey, a tablespoon of honey. That taste completely absorbs your conscious mind and focuses it in because that taste is just so full. So that's another way to hijack the conscious mind and put yourself in a place of receptivity. But the lesson here is remembering that in order to enter receptivity, sometimes you have to distract yourself, but distract yourself with those natural things that exist all around us. Enter a state of receptivity.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
So things are heating up. YouTube now has entered the arena to cancel Russell Brand. The Griff Report starts now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Griff Report. I'm your host, the Griff God, Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
What's up, chat? How y'all feeling, man? Shout out to the chat. We got Art Dog in the chat. I see Jev in the chat. Jev is one of the members of Men of Water. What up? K Stacks in the house. What up, K? Baraka Tobias Obama. What the hell? What's up with my Rumblers? Rumble is becoming more and more important. Hey, y'all, I need y'all to follow me on Rumble just in case YouTube does some weird shit. I need y'all to follow me on Rumble at Hotep TV. At Hotep TV. What up, Jay? So we got a lot to cover today. Let's hop right to it. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up on the screen. You should see my mentions right now. Okay, good. You see my mentions. Wonderful. All right. That was my promo tweet that was scheduled out. Obviously, you know, we're talking about Russell Brand today. So without further ado, let's go ahead, reach inside the Griff bag, and talk about this Russell Brand situation. So the headline here for the New York Post reads, YouTube suspends Russell Brand for making money off of the streaming site after sex assault claims. But I'm going to read from this article here from NBC News, NBCnews.com. See what they got to say. Let's take a look. So, this is typical protocol for canceling someone. YouTube has suspended Brand's channel for violating its creator responsibility policy. And the platform said, if a creator's off-platform behavior harms our users, employees, or ecosystem, we take action to protect the community. You know, I can sit here and do the whataboutism thing, but I really don't want to. I don't want to line up all the people that they allow to stay online. All the sex trafficking shit that happens on these platforms. Let's just continue. BBC had also removed some programs they said deemed to fall below public expectations. They removed it from streaming services iPlayer and Sounds. Never heard of these things. Obviously some UK stuff. BBC said there is limited content featuring Russell Brand on iPlayer and Sounds. We reviewed that content and made a considered decision to remove some of it, having assessed that it now falls below public expectations. Which public are they talking about? Like, let's just pause right here. Let me just talk about this. What public? Like, nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares about this story. It's only big news because y'all making it out to be something. Because y'all doing the canceling. We forgot about Russell Brand until YouTube decided to demonetize him. Now, all of a sudden, now it's back in the news. I thought I was going to cover this as going to be a one and done. Because this story popped up on the weekend and I covered the Boebert situation along with this. But again, here we are. We've reviewed the content and made a considered decision to remove some of it, having assessed that it now falls below public expectations. Where did the public vote on this? Like, what public said, hey, let's take down Russell Brand? Nobody, we never had a vote. Nobody really cared. There was a story. We kept moving. Did they have this same animus towards Ben Roethlisberger? I'm always going to come back to Ben Roethlisberger. His management announced Monday that it would be suspending the end of his comedy tour, Bipolarization. So he has to cancel his tour, his comedy tour, which is probably, paying some bills. I think this is a charity tour, though. So now you can't even get the money to the charity, whatever charity it is, addiction charity. The people who got drug problems. Now, at first, I wanted to say, at first, like I said, at first we just didn't care, right? It was like, oh, Russell Brand, it looks like an op, whatever. But now that YouTube has demonetized his account before he even appeared in the court of law, before there's any indictment or paperwork or anything like that, they've demonetized him. Now it looks like an op. Now it definitely looks like an op. It didn't look like one before. Well, it kind of did. It definitely did, actually. But now it absolutely does. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now it's just like, wait. Oh, this is the Alex Jones treatment. I get it. Shout out to the Men of Water team for that take. Andy Eversole. So now let's go back in the bag and look at this. Let's take a look at this video. There's another video here I want you guys to see. And here it is, Megyn Kelly on Russell Brand. Let's see what Megyn Kelly has to say about the Russell Brand situation.
You guys, I realize that the knee-jerk instinct now by so many is Russell Brand is wrongly accused. These women are all liars. I'm sorry, this is extremely detailed. And in the case of the other woman, there's an actual set of medical records after she went to a rape crisis center the day of the alleged encounter, plus apologetic, begging for forgiveness text from Russell Brand. Could you please, for a second, stay open-minded to the possibility that the women are telling the truth? We don't need to so overcorrect from the Me Too movement that every woman gets completely disregarded and called a liar when she finds the guts to come forward and make an allegation. They may be telling the truth. It's worth investigating. We don't need to knee-jerk condemn him, and we don't need to knee-jerk condemn them. I'm just pissed because what I've seen is like a rash of guys coming out to be like, it's bullshit. You don't know whether it's bullshit or not. Did you read the report of this woman? Did you read the alleged rape details? Did you read the text message that she has from Russell Brand begging for forgiveness? There's at least enough for us to want more facts. That's it.
You know, there's some saving grace to what she said. You know, let's not cancel them. And then also, you know, let's not just dismiss the claims of these women. And that's not an entirely bad take. However, I'm trying to find the victims at this point. Let me see. What does this say? The brave victims of Russell Brand's misogyny deserve full support this time. Let's get it right. Hold on. Let's pull this up on the screen, and you guys can follow along on the story with me. See if there's any meat on this bone. Pause. Contemplated the notion of crossing the line. Russell Brand once remarked, okay, yeah, back in the day. I had no truck with any of this bullocks. Brand was concerned. Blah, blah, blah. Let me fix that on your screen. Somewhat like the out-of-control bankers. Brand was a master of his universe. Wait, what? I need to get compared to out-of-control bankers. And one October evening found him re-recording his radio show with his guest host. Had been due to phone guests. Brand had a fling with his granddaughter, who was Georgina Bailey, and when the 78-year-old Sachs didn't pick up, the pair began leaving messages on the voicemail. And the first one, Ross shouted, "He banged your granddaughter," and 3 more messages to Sachs later. It was consensual. She wasn't menstrual. Warbles Brand at one point. Brand subsequently revealed Ross had tried to make him cut the calls from the broadcast, but he refused. The BBC aired it. From here, I'll assume you have access to Wikipedia. Okay, so what does this have to do with the victims? She wasn't a victim, was she? This is just, oh, this is a hit piece. That's what this is. This is The Guardian. Isn't The Guardian from the UK? This is a hit piece. Brand got too big. He got too big and too red-pilled. That's what this looks like. So, all right, this has nothing to do with the victims. In fact, Bailey sank into addiction out of public eye, barring the fact that the Brand story would probably be all anyone sees when they Google her for the rest of her life. But last weekend, she gave an interview to the Mirror in which she reiterated that her relationship with Brand had been consensual. Okay, so where are the victims? Because at this point, it seems like the victims are anonymous. Where are the victims? Russell Brand victims. Let's see. Police urge victims to come forward. Catherine Ryan hinted at open secret. More women come forward. Where they at, though? They're all anonymous, right? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. There's no victim. And I'd love to see people just talk about, false accusations. Kitten Kundalini said, the Me Too movement has real victims. Still afraid to tell their story. Real talk. 100 Hollywood is sick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's my point. We need to make sure that women who really have been victims of any type of sexual misconduct feel safe and are able to come forward. Absolutely. I think one thing that hurts that, though, thank you, Steph, for cleaning up the chat. Those type of comments will not be tolerated. Shalom. But, we have to talk about false accusations. False accusations needs its own movement. False accusations needs a huge movement. It really does, to protect men, because reputations are on the line, and it really sucks to be falsely accused. Many men in life have to deal with this, me being one of them, me being falsely accused many times in my life. I saw a story about, I thought I was the only one, that turned a woman down and then got accused of some shit. But there's this other dude who, he said he was hanging out with a chick, found out that the chick was talking to his friend, and he was like, oh, well, I don't want to bang somebody my friend is talking to. So he took her home. She slammed the door. Then the next day she told a friend that he was hitting on me. There's another one where I think the dude broke up with his girlfriend. She got upset, falsely accused him. He did 2 years. She went to go see her therapist, felt bad, and finally, confessed that he lied, that she lied, and he got out of prison. And just I think the same dude had another story where he turned down a woman, and then she accused him of sexual assault. And this is what terrifies men about turning women down. I personally am terrified of turning down women, because of the false accusations. You piss them off, right? And it's just a very weird place to be in, because once a segment of the population gets it in their mind that you are in the same bucket as sexual deviants and rapists, like, it's a really hard place to come back from and build trust with people. And it's like, you don't want to, not believe victims, but you also don't want to believe victims, because are they really victims, right? So it's a tough place to be in. And I'm not exactly sure what the correct course of action is, but I do think that anybody who is found out to be falsely accused and should do the time of the crime. Whatever crime you accuse somebody of that you falsely accused them of, you should do the time of that crime. I mean, just that simple. So with this whole takedown of the different various medias around Russell Brand and all of that, to me, it looks like an op. So until further evidence comes down, I'm standing with Russell Brand, mostly because I sympathize and empathize from my own personal experience. But like, how do you repair your life after friends hear false accusations about you and then decide to part ways with you, right? Like, how do you come back to, how do you even begin to rebuild your reputation when people try to place this label on you? It's a very tough place to be. It makes your stomach hurt. And he said, I dated a woman who accused you of, you dated a woman that accused you of sexual assault? Shit is trash, bro. Shit is really fucking trash. That's why, sometimes I understand Mike Pence, right? He brings his wife everywhere. I understand because shit happens, man. You out, hanging out, she's flirting with you. You're like, yo, listen, I got a wife. I can't do this. And I think a lot of this comes back to many of these women aren't used to being turned down, especially attractive women, right? Attractive women aren't used to being turned down. So when you turn them down, they're like, their ego is, takes a blow. Their ego is offended. It feels vulnerable. There's confusion, and nothing's worse than a woman scorned. So to repair her ego, she needs a displacement of negative energy, and the displacement of negative energy comes in the form of transference, and she's going to transfer it to you, make your life miserable. And since she's purged those negative emotions from her body and transferred them to yours, you're going to bear that burden, and she's going to be relieved because she got her vengeance. How dare you say no to her? Sick, sick, sick world it is. Sick world. But like I said, the fact that YouTube demonetized them without any court hearing, not even an indictment, it's real fishy. real fishy. Real fishy. Real fishy. I gotta reach in the bag and find something to put me in a better mood because this shit kind of got me down. What else is in here? There's nothing in here that's gonna put me in a better mood. Let's talk about Japanese women. Let's talk about Japanese women in the 304s. Let's take a look here. Can we even play this? Because I don't even think they're speaking English. Let me see.
風俗に行くことは浮気かどうかっていうどう思いますか？
浮気じゃない。浮気じゃない。気持ちの
Yeah, so they're not speaking English. So I'll play it without the audio and you guys can see it. And basically what these women in Japan are saying is it's perfectly okay for many of them if their husband hires a prostitute. It's sort of cultural. It's almost customary. It's just acceptable. It's seen as normal. It's seen as, and they asked why, and one of the women responded, companionship. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, like, companionship? I guess maybe companionship while he's on the road or something like that. I don't know. I thought companionship would be the woman's job, but there's a deeper message here, which we'll get to. But it's quite fascinating to see how other cultures operate. And the women are basically saying it's better than him going out and getting, you know, a side piece or another girlfriend or, you know, sneaking around. But they're saying if he openly says, hey, you know, I got laid last night from a paid 304. It's like, okay, you needed to get your jollies off and job's done. It is what it is. So being a 304 is Japanese culture, or acceptable in Japanese culture. It's part of business, part of life. Japan's a very interesting, very, very interesting place, very interesting culture. I have not gotten a chance to study it. Still working my way through Mao Zedong. And Mao's very weird. He's a very interesting cat. Very weird, he's a straight up asshole too. But anyway, back to the point I was trying to say is it's fascinating how in a culture like Japan where a woman cheating would be looked down upon, but a man not. And I think this comes back to the fact that men and women cheat differently. Women cheat emotionally and men cheat physically. And I've spoken to women. You know, I've had a woman say to me that, you know, we were in a relationship, a serious relationship, and I had sexual relations with another woman. It's forgivable. She wouldn't look at that as something to break up with me with. And I thought that was fascinating. It's not something I would want to do, but I thought it was fascinating, that type of take, because I think many women put too much stock in men physically cheating. They think like, you know, and I'm not saying it's okay for men to cheat, but I think they put too much stock in it when much of the time when men cheat, it's purely physical. Whereas when women cheat, man, they go for your heart, they go for your jugular. They'll bang your friends. They'll bang the people in your network. That shit is a crazy violation. When women cheat, oh man, it's emotional cheating. So it's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit deeper than just being physical. I don't think women, except for the 304s, cheat for physicality. Usually it's some sort of emotional support. You know, and you guys can call and tell me what you think about that. We'll open up the phone lines at 3 p.m. If you want to get on the phone lines, text HOTEP in your name to 202-596-5631, 202-596-5631. Type HOTEP in your name to that number. We'll get you on the phone lines, hopefully. They have room to be submissive without it being frowned upon. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. Japanese women are submissive. Tari said because it's a service-based culture, the women are very service-based themselves. Yeah. It says a lot about the natural order of things too, right? The natural order of things with women being of service and American women moving into service to their boss, service to corporate America, not service to the home, husband and family and kids. What are they in service to? Who are they in service to? They're in service to themselves. See, American women have been brainwashed to be in service to themselves. American women do. American women are selfish. Or I should say Western women, specifically American women, are quite selfish. It's all about them and their career and success. And, you know, I could do bad all by myself and I don't need a man. Where's the care for the children? Where's, you know, even when we talk about raising children, you know, many of these women think, you know, if they have a good corporate job and they meet the lower rungs of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then their job as a mother is done. They think they've done a great job because they've provided their children with things. When really, you know, those things don't raise children. The values, the ambition, the discipline, these are the things that build strong individuals. This is why you see many athletes come from impoverished communities and to become the best in the world, like, because there were certain values, like, you know, just instilled in them. And it lasts a lifetime. In Japanese culture, Asian culture, women are raising those children. They're giving them their values. They're telling them respect dad, respect husband, honor the family. But American, you know, I think a lot of the problem is American women don't have any culture. Oh, shit.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
American women don't have any culture. In fact, Americans don't have any culture. Damn. Did I just say that? I just said that. Americans, we don't have any culture. What is our culture? What is American culture? Really, like, what is it? What is it? We don't have any culture. Culture has been stripped from us. Culture has been stripped from us by Hollywood mostly. Rockefeller-funded education stripped our culture. In Hollywood, everybody mimicked the movies. Everybody mimicked the propaganda. Media. Feminism. Completely destroyed culture. Completely destroyed gender roles. Now, we don't even know what gender is. This is what happens when you obfuscate details about a society. You have a situation where your society is run by vagabonds and heathens, lecherous 304s. And now you got people, for example, let's just talk about the culture of football. Even the culture of football is being questioned. When Deion Sanders came in, now I remember back in my day, you know, you're on a football team, the coaches, man, they cussed you out, all types of stuff, man. You know, so Deion Sanders is running this team of football kids, and he goes into this interview. I think it's a 60 Minutes interview. Me and Uncle Hotep talked about it last night. You guys can go check that out. Patreon.com/HotepsBeenTold You. Link in the description box. But Deion does a 60 Minutes video, and the guy says, you know, you came in and first day you said mean things to these kids. You said to these kids, here, actually, let's play the clip. Hold on. Let me pull the clip up. I'm going to show you this soft pansy shit. Let me show you how soft the white man got. Let me show you how soft the white man got. Look at this. Me and Uncle Hotep talked about how bad the white man fell off last night. You guys might want to check it out. Really good laughs. Let's play this 60 Minutes clip right here.
Incumbent Colorado players. At the first team meeting in December, Sanders encouraged players to enter the transfer portal, an open market for athletes to find new schools.
I promise you, it's my job to get rid of them.
And make room for superior talent he planned to bring in. More than 50 players eventually transferred out.
You got here and you didn't pull punches. You told some of these guys.
Have I ever? You take a team that's won one game and you fire the whole coaching staff. So who did the coaching staff recruit? The kids. So The kids are just as much to blame as the coaching staff. And I came to the conclusion that a multitude of them can help us get to where we wanted to go.
You told most of these guys, the more you jump in, the more room you're going to make. Those of you we don't run off, we're going to try to make you quit.
Yeah.
You made it very clear.
Yeah. Now, if you went for that, if you were able to let words run you off, you ain't for us, because we're old school staff. We coach hard, we coach tough, we're disciplinarians. So if you're allowing verbiage to run you off because you don't feel secure with your ability, you ain't for us.
If some kid said, you know what, no, I'm staying. You're not going to run me off with your words.
Right, stay.
So
prove it.
I'm sure that your straight talk was appreciated by some, but is this scorched earth policy good for college football or for the kids?
I think truth is good for kids. We're so busy lying, we don't even recognize the truth no more in society.
This is why we raising soft-ass kids. You hear what he asked him?
Hey, for us.
If some kid said, you know what, no, I'm staying. You're not going to run me off with your words.
Right, stay.
So
prove it.
I'm sure that your straight talk was appreciated by some, but is this scorched earth policy good for college football or for the kids?
Scorched earth policy? Scorched earth policy? Scorched earth policy? What kind of pronoun pussy shit is this? This is football. You go out in that field, you could die. You could die on that field. You could lose your ability to walk on that field. You get CTE, brain damage, never walk again. Scorched earth theory? Now, when you go to the military, what do? In boot camp, they try to weed out the weaklings. They make a man out of the rest of them. How you going to play on the football team and words hurt your feelings? I don't want anybody on my team. I don't want anybody on Hotep Nation's team, life team, that words hurt their feelings. We don't do no pussy shit like that. What is that? So here he is trying to turn boys into men, and they're calling this shit scorched earth? Insane.
I think truth is good for kids. We're so busy lying, we don't even recognize the truth no more in society.
Lying to the kids. This is the world we live in right now. Lying to the kids. Telling these kids, oh, you could be anything you want to be. You could be a dog, a cat. You a boy, you could be a girl. You a girl, you could be a boy. We lying to motherfuckers. Literally lying. Yeah, dramatic language, Jay. Fuego said, I would consider Navy SEAL training scorched earth. Yeah, now that's some harshness. Navy SEAL training. Absolutely. He said this scorched earth shit don't apply to football. Thank you, Sauce the Prophet. This is not applicable here. This is football. And all he's doing is weeding out the weak. It was, I mean, if I was there at the university and the coach came in and said, I'm going to get rid of y'all, make y'all quit. To me, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this is a test. Well, I'm going to pass, and I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to be a starter. That's how I'm looking at it. And everybody that left should have left. Because obviously, they scared. Obviously, they don't have the fortitude to make it happen. To go out there and get that W. And here we got 3-0 in 60 minutes talking about how you talking to kids scorched earth. And then we wonder why the next generation is so soft.
We want everybody to feel good. That's not the way life is. Now, it is my job to make sure I have what we need.
And this is what I come back to. Where is American culture? In American culture, you can't even be hard on boys anymore. You can't even scold a young boy. You can't turn that boy into a man. This is American culture. In football, white man done fell off, bro.
To win. That makes a lot of people feel good. Winning does.
I got to push back on this. You're a father of college athletes.
Yes.
If they called you and say, hey, we got a new coach and they're telling me to get in the transfer portal.
I say, son, you must not be doing well.
That's what you'd say.
You must not be doing well because you should be an asset and not a liability.
Mm-hmm. Facts. That's what I would tell my son. Fuego de Basadero said there is nothing he is saying that was not default coaching 30 years ago. Facts. That was default. He going light compared to some stuff I saw. He's light compared to some stuff I saw. Thoughts of Cronus said, want to thank you for introducing Walter Williams to us. I was listening to him today. Shout out to Thoughts of Cronus. Shout out to Walter E. Williams. Good stuff. Did you watch the Villanova lecture? Amazing lecture. I think I've watched it at least twice. I'm probably due for a third. I think I watch it at least once a year. Great lecture. I might do a live presentation on that one day. Just sit down and watch it together. Do a little watch party. Walter E. Williams watch party. That might be cool. All right, let's go back in the bag, man. But again, like I said, this is what's wrong with our nation. We don't have a culture. We have no culture. It's been stripped from us and replaced with Marxism. Marxism is our new culture. It's our new culture. Let's talk about the culture still. Let's stay in the same lane of culture. We got a Sneeko video here. Let's play this Sneeko video.
What'd you say? Fuck the woman, fuck the woman. What?
No, wait. We love women. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
What have I done?
Fucking talk.
Yeah. Talk to him.
Yo, what's up?
So, what does this tell you? What does this tell you about Sneeko? It tells you that his fans are kids. These are the ones that are watching these streamers. Kids, little boys, probably about my son's age. My kids know who Sneeko is. They probably be watching Sneeko. All right. I was at soccer practice the other day. I said to the kids, I said, hey, everybody go collect the balls. You know what they said to me? Pause. I got to say pause on the field with the boys, and I didn't even show them that. The boys on the field is playing the pause game. Pause. They pause at me. I'm like, damn, okay. We playing the pause game out here too. So now I got to pause myself on the field with the boys. But coming back to my point, what does it say about Sneeko's audience? It's a bunch of kids, right? So when people criticize the manosphere, I'm like, first of all, Sneeko's not in the manosphere. That's number one, right? He wants to come in this lane and grift in this lane, but he's not in the manosphere, okay? He's not one of the real players that are talking to men. Like when we talk about manosphere, this is man to man. This is not man to boys, okay? Boys need to focus on calculus and reading, learning their history, learning economics, and then they can worry about this other stuff later. But they got a lot of prerequisite work before they decide to be a man, right? They got to get their fitness right. A lot of prerequisite work to be a man. Man is going to be judged by his knowledge partly. So get your knowledge up first, right? So 99% of his fans are little boys. And you hear what they say. Fuck the women. And this is the criticism that has been placed upon the manosphere. This is criticism I've given to Fresh and Fit, criticism I've given to Sneeko and others as well, where I said, I get what you're doing. It's making you a lot of money, but it's toxic as shit. And this is the shit that they talk about is this toxic behavior. When I go on these platforms, I make it very well known. I love women. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. That's some gay shit to say you hate women. Fuck the bitches. I mean, I get the sentiment, right? Pimps up, hoes down, or, you know, bro code or whatever the fuck that shit is. But that shit just sound like more gay Roman soldier shit to me. That's what that shit sound like. But the fact of the matter is, they're impressionable upon kids. Now, what happens when you raise a bunch of boys who don't respect women? You're going to have a clash of genders. You're going to have a clash between men and women. The gender wars. This is why I want them to be more responsible with their words and what they're saying. Add nuance to the conversation. Teach these boys nuance. Don't just get on the internet and act a damn fool, then be surprised when your fans see you out in public and they're saying belligerent stuff. Be an example to the kids. They watching you. And here he is surprised. You see his face? Look at his face. Watch it right here. Look at his face. Look at him. Look at his face. Oh my God. I cannot believe it. What did I create? What did I create? Got to be more responsible, Sneeko. Got to grow up, bro. Got to grow up. Sneeko's got a lot of growing up to do. Here, I'm going to put it like this. If your fans is 14 years old, then you 14 years old.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
There's no way I have a child fan base and would be happy about that. It means you're a kid. You're a clown. You're a little boy. Who the hell, like, kids would hate my stream. They'd be like, yo, this dude is boring. Men should be watched by other men. Pause. Okay? Little boys is watching your content, you are doing something, or you a grown man and little boys are watching your content. They're your fan. They're supposed to be fans of like athletes, and they're supposed to be fans of wrestlers, right? And MMA guys. And so if your fans is all little boys, you got an issue, bro. You got an issue with your content. That means you're immature. That's what that means. You're immature. And you got to do better. You got to do better. Got to do better. Let's go back in the bag. What else we got in here? Then we got a little history lesson in here. Let's go into the history lesson. This is very interesting. I saw this come across my desk today, aka my screen. Hold on. Y'all know I need my shit to be symmetric. Otherwise, I'm gonna freak out with the OCD. All right. Check this out. This is why you got to know your history, because it sort of paints a different idea of people than what Houghton Mifflin and your high school textbooks or grade school textbooks would have you believe. So it says here in 1862, Robert Smalls stole a Confederate ship and sailed it to freedom, disguised as a captain, freeing his crew and their families. He also educated himself, became a successful businessman, bought his ex-owner's house, and served 5 years in Congress. So when the Democrats try to tell you about oppression, or when Kanye says slavery was a choice, you got to take a look at instances like this and really start to measure things up. I mean, is there oppression, like extreme oppression? If a black man can escape slavery, then go back and buy his owner's house, that means all of America could not have been extremely racist, because somebody had to take the money. Somebody had to allow him to make the money. And then he spent 5 years in Congress. In 1862, Robert Smalls was serving as the pilot of a steam-powered Confederate ship, the CSS Planter. It was, damn, they didn't even give it a woman's name or nothing. It was transporting large guns out of Charleston Harbor and delivering them to Union Navy forces on blockade duty. Okay. On the evening of 12th of May, the ship was docked and the Confederate officers left the ship to spend the night on shore, leaving the slave crew on board. Rob had gotten permission to bring the crew's family on board for the evening as long as they were gone before curfew. He's a slick, this is a slick cat. Instead of the families returning to their homes at curfew, he hid them on a nearby wharf. At around 3 a.m., ready for his master plan, he dressed in the ship's captain's coat and straw hat, built up a head of steam and cast off. This is the problem with teaching your slaves too much, right? You done gave them every role on the boat. So they like, you gonna lead a boat? Now I could be out, bro. I know how to navigate the seas. I've been doing it. Anyway, I'm not here to teach you how to be a slave master. First thing first, he sailed to the other wharf to pick up the crew's families, and then they began their hazardous journey to freedom. Can you imagine the conversation and the dancing and the singing and the laughing on this boat as they made this journey? They was probably cracking up. Walking about the deck, Smalls mimicked the captain's mannerisms, responding with the proper coded signals to the Confederate checkpoints. Only when the ship had sailed out of gun range and began heading straight for the Union blockade did the Confederates realize what was happening, and they raised the alarm. Approaching the blockade, the Union Navy fleet, the ship USS Onward, was about to open fire on a seemingly Confederate ship, but Smalls raised a white flag, replacing the red Confederate flag, so they held fire. The Onward's captain boarded the planter, and Smalls asked for a United States flag to mount the ship. He surrendered the planter and its cargo to the United States Navy. The people aboard the ship became free from the Confederate enslavers for the first time in their lives. Smalls became an advocate for public education following the Civil War and was elected to the state Senate in 1872. He eventually served 5 terms in the House of Representatives between 1875 and 1887. African Archives is the @ name on this account. Very, very interesting. Now, I think the only gripe I have here is his advocation of public education. And obviously he doesn't have the hindsight 2020 that we do. So, you know, to say he knew that there would be a Rockefeller, I mean, he probably contributed. He said, oh, you want public education? Say less. We will educate the children, but it's probably not what he meant. It's probably not his idea. The public education system we have now is probably not the idea he wanted. Independent education is the best education.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
If you ain't look it up for yourself, then you ain't really want the information. Your brain doesn't even soak it up. That's why many children go to school, they learn a bunch of stuff, and they don't remember anything because they didn't want to learn it. See, the way the memory works is, the memory ordinarily remembers what it wants to remember. You have to want to remember something in order to remember it. Hotep Goldstein. Oh, here we go with Hotep Goldstein. He said, if a slave can do this, then you can get out the hood.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go. We got the cooning starting already. Such a little history lesson of the day. But, you know, you just got to put these things in perspective. Like, how bad was it in these times if a black man could be a part of Congress? The government couldn't be that racist if a black man was in Congress. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. There had to be more to the story. It's not all just oppression. There's got to be more to the story. And one day I'm going to actually dive into some of the alternative work of Black history. A lot of it's documented by Thomas Sowell. I'm sort of Black history'd out, and I'm more interested in communist history than anything else, and economics and banking. But once I get done with those studies, I might circle back to this. I probably will circle back to this. Maybe when I do my critical race theory course and correct the current course of critical race theory. Did y'all take your Master Focus today? Make sure you do that. QR code on your screen applies a discount automatically at checkout. Link is also in the description box, and the coupon code is Grift Report. It's going to get you 30% off plus the 25 sale price. We got a lot of new announcements coming for Master Focus. You guys are really going to love what we're working on. Really, 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 really love what we're working on. And I can't wait to share that information with you. But for now, we're going to have to hold off. Thank you, Kay, for posting that link. All right, let's go back. Let me take the black face off the screen before we lose our viewers. I know our viewers don't like black people, so. What's next? Hold on. All right. Time for our CBDC update sponsored by Syscoin. Time for our CBDC update sponsored by Syscoin. Don't forget, we got the engagement group popping. Link in the description box below. Somebody please post that link to the Telegram. But the link to the Telegram in the description box below will take you to our engagement group where you can get paid to Super DAP, where you can get paid to use social media. You can get paid to be a part of this new community we're building online. And being, first movers in this app, we get to create the culture. That's the most interesting part for me outside of getting paid to do this. But you will be a part of the airdrop. People will be airdrop tokens that hold value. It's going to be, I think it's going to be one-to-one assist if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Super DAP coming soon. A lot of great features, including artificial intelligence. So make sure you look out for that. And shout out to Syscoin. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our CBDC report of the day.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Here we go. Daily CBDC update. So what's happening here? Russia has a digital ruble set to launch in 2025 to be used alongside individuals and business cash rubles, not meant to replace cash. Now, you know what? I should probably bring up the article for this because something interesting that I saw in here. So let's pull this up. I want to show you something. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's fix that on your screen. Watch this. I want to show you something. Okay, so in regards to it replacing cash, right? It said it's yet to be seen if Russia eventually plans to oblige its citizens to accept state salaries, pensions, or Social Security benefits using only the CBDC. Previously, it happened with Mir, a state-run card payment system the country launched in 2014 out of fear of U.S. and European sanctions, right? So the first thing to alarm you is the fact that any government employee or anything dealing with governments, such as Social Security and pensions, could be issued in CBDC. And this is something we got to watch out for here in America, because that's a way that they'll push it on us, is saying, hey, you want your Social Security, you want your pension, state salaries, government employees. Now you got government employees running around with CBDC, and people are asking you, hey, do you take CBDC and all this stuff? Now you got to accept CBDC. Now you have CBDC. Now you're spending CBDC. Gets really weird. It says here, the Bank of Russia assures citizens that the digital currency will be used alongside individuals and businesses' cash rubles and is not meant to replace cash. However, now check this out, what they say about China here. However, China, being a better than ally for Russia, better than ally is in quotes, has already started paying civil servants in Jiangsu state salaries in digital yuan to boost the usage of the state-controlled currency. So this is already happening in China, where civil servants under state salaries are receiving a CBDC, the digital yuan. So this is something to look out for, right? Your government employee, government benefits, guess what? It's coming in the form of a CBDC. Next, Shenzhen, China, preps new digital yuan giveaway, set to hand out ECNY tokens to 50,000 citizens, hopes to distribute almost 1.4 million worth of coins, $1.4 million worth of coins. Now, this is commonplace in the cryptocurrency world. Like I told you, with Syscoin, partner with Syscoin, we have the engagement group in the Telegram, and that's what they do. That's what cryptocurrency projects do. They give away money, mostly because they want people to be a part of the ecosystem. They want people to participate, and the easiest way to get people to participate is to give them something that has value. And now they're like, wait, I have this thing with value. I should do something with it, whether it's sell or buy things with it, whatever it may be. Earn is a big thing in crypto, earning crypto. Some people say, hey, do I have to buy crypto? I'm like, no, you technically don't have to buy crypto. You can earn crypto. For example, I did some consulting work with somebody a few years back. They need like a month of marketing help. And I charged them about $2,500 for that. And I told them to pay me in Bitcoin. I didn't want the dollar. I wanted Bitcoin. And that Bitcoin is worth more now than it was then. So you can earn Bitcoin, right? So that's commonplace to have crypto being given out. And CBDC is no different. They're going to get people to use a CBDC with a cash payment. So the same thing is probably going to happen here in the United States. As we saw with the STEMI checks went out. Everybody cashed them. I know I cashed mine. But the fact of the matter is, when the government decides to transition to the CBDC, they will do what? They are going to give it away. Say, hey, you know, open up an account and receive $500 worth of CBDC. Who's not going to open that account? So, you know, again, looking at precedents to see what could be looming in our future. Next, Swift debuts a beta test for CBDC connector at CBOS 2023. Says during this beta test, 89% of Swift payments reached the recipient bank within an hour. So currently in Canada, they have the CBOS 2023 conference as a financial conference, banking conference. And this is going to be taking place, I think, today for like the next 2 days. I think it's the 19th to the 22nd, I believe this is. You guys can look it up. SIBOS. For all my audio listeners on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Yes, this stream is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you guys want to subscribe there, please do so and leave a 5-star review. I definitely appreciate it. So the international world is moving towards a CBDC. They're moving towards creating this connector. And what is this connector for? So everybody CBDC can communicate and they can have cross-border payments happening, right? And make it easier to create the NWOC, the NWOC, New World Order coin. We're going to open up phone lines. If you want to get in on the phone calls, text 202-596-5631 with HOTEP in your name, 202-596-5631 with HOTEP in your name. And we'll get right to those calls. I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial message.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
All right, we're gonna go to the phone calls. Goldstein, call in. Let's talk to Goldstein first. You know the format. Let's not act like y'all brand new. You know the format. Let's talk to Goldstein first. He said, HJ, I ain't received my Syscoin yet. Send an email to hotepjesus@gmail.com and tell me how much I owe you. I got a spreadsheet right here. I got a spreadsheet with all the Syscoin giveaway. I don't know how you didn't make it. I don't know how you didn't make it to the sheet, but I got it right here.
Call from Murphy's Law.
Goldstein.
What up?
What up, man?
Man. So, I mean, I get what you're saying about Americans not having a culture.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of disagree. Americans just don't live up to their culture, but it's
What
there.
is Americans' culture then?
Aggression and violence.
Now I agree with that. That's definitely part of our culture. You forgot debauchery and lechery.
Man, it's in the national anthem, bro. It's talking about a war.
Mm-hmm.
Rockets red glaring and motherfuckers tearing shit up. That's American culture. Violence. Aggression. We just don't always live up to it, and when we do, it's not integrated properly. It's still being sold to the left. That's why they're out there wilding and burning shit down. You know? Right? They're on some other shit, you know what I mean? They're kind of on just defense. But the left is living up to the American creed like a motherfucker. Aggression and violence. When we can start to integrate that shit properly, well, a lot of these problems we face as a society, they will be solved. And like I said, integrating that shit properly, not just out there burning down the goddamn courthouse. It's crazy. Like, yeah,
Tactical.
a lot of
Being tactical with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them deserve it, but you just can't go wild. You lose support.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely.
Forefathers understood the principle of violence and aggression. That's why they were able to move mountains when it came to establishing a whole new ass country.
That's true.
Well,
that's true.
So yeah, that's our culture as Americans. So we don't really have much else. It's not like we got, you know, great food or anything like that. We have food, but I mean, American cheese ain't the greatest. Hot dogs ain't the greatest. That's not even American. That's just a German spinoff. But yeah. Now, Sneeko, bro, it was on display in that video. It was on display in that video why that nigga ain't worth a damn. Why he shouldn't be considered some type of fucking influence or leader or any of that shit. Because them kids were leading his motherfucking ass. Truth be told, if you can't sit there and command the attention of a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds who already like your ass, then you're not a leader. If you can't sit there and be like, yo, listen, that's nah. We don't do that. We don't know fuck the women. We don't do all that shit and all this wilding and shit. If y'all want to take pictures, we can take pictures. It's cool. But first and foremost, we don't do that with the bitches. And we do not fucking just sit here and just be all weird and you know, be a man a little bit. Just, if he couldn't have done that in that goddamn instance and treated them as if they were his children, because truth be told, in essence, they are.
Yeah, he's responsible.
Then he ain't no goddamn leader or somebody who should be looked up to as one.
Yeah, I agree. It's dangerous, man, when you got kids running around saying shit like that, man. That's dangerous for our future.
Yeah, you gonna sit there and laugh and smile with them and try and ease some shit. No, we like the women. Get your soft ass off the mic, bitch. Goddamn. That's the type of shit we don't need in leadership positions nowadays. Like I said yesterday, we live in very perilous motherfucking times. You don't need no joke niggas in leadership positions, man.
Facts. All that clown shit time. It's time for that clown shit to go.
It is.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Now, Robert Smalls, bro. Robert Smalls. I told you some streams back that needed to be the fucking first movie in the Hotep Nation movie production.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's where I heard this from.
Yeah, that needs to be the first movie y'all crank out. These motherfuckers want to sit here and make fake shit like Django. Nah, that nigga would have ran circles around Django.
Facts.
Make a real goddamn movie. Make something that niggas can actually stand on and be like, yeah, we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's really should be something that's necessary, but for a lot of motherfuckers it is.
It is, yeah.
So that should be a goddamn Hollywood production. If y'all run that shit, Hotep Nation Productions, guaranteed that shit'll fucking sell.
We
that nigga was a.
You said what?
That nigga was a gangster for real.
Yeah, he was. That was a gangster move right there. That was a real gangster move.
If he can do that under those conditions, then there ain't no reason you can't take your motherfucking monkey ass down to the goddamn DMV and get yourself.
Get yourself what? Oh man, Illuminati done cut his mic out. Y'all see it, right? As soon as a nigga say some real shit, as soon as somebody say something real, what happens? What happens? Shout out to whoever that is that just bought Master Focus. Appreciate you. Just got 2 subscription plans using the coupon code Griff Report. Salute to you. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Goldstein. Yeah, Goldstein got dropped out. Goldstein got dropped out. He was, see, as soon as he's about to say something, you know, just to finish his thought if I can. Everybody makes excuses why they can't do something. This brother found a way to carjack a boat and escape slavery. Then turned around and made it to Congress. Not only did he escape slavery, he became a congressman. If that ain't a hero story, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Let me talk to Hotep Eric. Hotep Eric and Hotep Nero, you guys can call in. Hotep Eric and Hotep Nero, you guys can call in. Let's go ahead and hear from these guys. Go ahead and hit that call button. Today is Tuesday. Today is technically my day off. Like, it's like I have nothing to do. Like, so I have a lot to do after these streams as far as like family and stuff concerned. And I coach kids soccer. But today there's no practice. And there's no streams because Monday's the most brutal day for me because not only do I stream, but then I have practice, and then after practice, I have chess practice, and after chess practice, I have the Monday night Hotep's Been Told You with Uncle Hotep, and that doesn't end until 11 p.m. So Mondays are really grueling for me, but it's good that I have Tuesdays, but that's going to end soon. Spoiler, me and Wendy O are bringing our show to Twitter Spaces. So if you guys don't have a Twitter account, get a Twitter account. But we're going to Twitter Spaces soon. And we'll be announcing the name of our show shortly. We have finally agreed on the name. And now it's time to get to business. Eric, what up, bro?
Hey, how's it going?
Life is good, man. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Happy Tuesday, Hoteps.
Happy Tuesday.
So, I wanted to start off apologizing for Thursday. I did some digging after I led with that, if you remember. Thinking
SBF?
That Bankman-Fried. Yeah. So the push notification was wrong. I straight up uninstalled Ground News. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, how do you mess that up? But it was definitely the OneCoin guy. You were 100% correct.
It was the OneCoin guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if SBF got sentenced to 20 years,
yeah,
dog, trust me, I would have been all over that.
Yep.
That would be big news in the crypto community. Big news.
Sure would. Sure would. I wanted to touch on something Goldstein said.
Okay.
I'm with him that there is aggression and violence in our DNA, if you want to call it that, as a country. I would ask if there are any civilizations that have stood the test of time that don't have that in their DNA. As Scott Adams puts it from time to time, civilization is built by the implicit expectation that if you fuck around, the men will make sure you find out. Right? Any functional society requires the implicit threat of violence from men if you mess around.
Fuck around and find out.
And you're fucking people's days up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
One other thing that I think is kind of...
No, go ahead. Continue.
Something else I think is baked into our DNA as a country, if we want to talk culture and shit that runs deep, too. We have this is kind of unique to the U.S. We have a special affection for the underdog. And people like to talk about like the victimhood Olympics.
Yeah.
That is not new in American culture. We have always, and this is pretty unique to the U.S., we have always had a special affection for the comeback kid or the underdog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But would you
so-
call that a victim?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's morphed into that on the left, right?
Yeah.
But the undergirding of that ideologically, the part of our brain that responds to that and wants to see David beat Goliath, right?
Mm-hmm.
That goes way back. And I think that is a fundamental part of the United States culture, something that makes us pretty unique.
Mm.
Oh shit. Where was I? Do we want to start from the top?
Start from the top.
All right. So Russell Brand, you led with him. Looks to me like Justin Roiland 2.0.
Mm. Okay, I don't know who that
Oh
is.
shit. Hasn't
Okay.
even gone to the Rick and Morty dude.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Still don't
and
know
so
what
they
you're
just
talking
removed him from everything. They're like, oh shit. Swept him right under the rug.
Oh boy.
Thinking that was the best play.
Mm.
And in these situations where it's something that is claimed to have happened in Roiland's case 2 or 3 years prior, and in Russell Brand's case, we're going back 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you have shit like this, I always wonder who put their necks out for him, who protected him, who stood by him through that. Because if you remember Bill Clinton, like when I was a kid, I was paying attention a little bit. I've paid a lot more attention and dug into that as I've gotten older. Hillary Clinton and James Carville, one of the most prominent advisors to Bill Clinton, came out, I don't know if you remember this quote, you drag a $100 bill through a trailer trash, you never know what you'll get. And Hillary Clinton basically echoing that.
Mm.
She destroyed anyone who dared to come out and, I mean, some of these were settled out of court. He was basically admitting guilt.
Mm-hmm.
And Hillary Clinton, in my view, is even more than Bill, who couldn't keep it in his pants, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to make excuses for anything that he did, but the dude clearly has a problem with some kind of addiction.
Right.
And so to me, the wife or the people around that man not keeping him in check, in my book, are even worse because they're covering up for him and creating more victims, right?
Mm.
So I wonder, in Russell Brand's case, since that's the topic today, who previously protected him? If this was 20 years ago, she went to a rape crisis center. Why did this story never see the light of day until days ago?
Mm.
Days ago.
That's a good question.
So that really chaps my ass. You were talking about Japanese women are cool with 304s, right?
Yeah.
So I studied Japanese for 8 years, middle school, high school, some college. I honeymooned there, actually. And there is, obviously they have a very different culture than we do. And the expectation is that you are bound in spirit, right? Not necessarily in flesh. And so the expectation isn't just women thinking it's okay for men to do this. And this is kind of unique to big cities. The culture, just like anywhere else in the world, right? The old story of Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, however you want to frame that. In major cities in Japan, the woman will accept if a man sleeps around, provided he's not abdicating. You used that word earlier. Me and you are on the similar wavelength today. Abdicating any familial obligations he might have. But the same expectation goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So a woman can cheat, again, as long as she's not neglecting her familial obligations, as long as she's still taking care of the kids, upholding her end of the bargain, and she's not running off to live with that guy or like spending every night there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as long as they keep it strictly professional, strictly physical, and I know that's harder for women, but actually in my experience, I've known some guys who've been with Cubanas. I don't know if you've ever been with a Cuban girl.
Mm-mm.
They're they're interesting in that way. They can cheat without getting emotionally attached. You were talking about women going for the jugular.
Mm-hmm.
I think Japanese and Cuban women, for whatever reason, and jokes on Columbus because he thought Cuba was Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think they can cheat without completely changing their long-term relationship obligations or commitments.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't just the women that are cool with 304s, and there are male geishas in Japan too.
Oh wow!
For whatever that's worth. My wife is Thai, and
Are you a white man?
I'm white, but I grew up in the Cut in St. Louis, Magnolia Avenue.
All right, so you white. You white.
Yes.
What's up with white men and Asian women?
I don't know.
Seems like y'all are just, the Brady Bunch, man. Y'all are just always find each other.
We do.
Yeah. Do you
so
find them
I've
more
never been
enjoyable than
attracted-
white women?
I'm going to be honest with you. I had a couple rocky relationships with white women. I am legitimately racist against white women. I've been with a lot of women, but in the long-term relationships, I don't know what it is. They have to be in control.
Really?
Yeah. And so I made a commitment to myself when I was 24 or 25. I'm like, no more white women, no more women who are any younger than 2 years older than me. I set those filters right then and there. I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
So you dating
And,
older too?
Yeah.
That's a smart
I made
move. That's a
commitment to
smart
myself.
move. I be trying to tell cats, man, get you an old bitch.
I mean, I ain't gonna glorify like cougar hunting or anything like that.
Right.
I think that could become toxic, pathological. Who knows?
Right.
But my wife and I, we were at about the right spot, same spot in our lives. We wanted kids. She grew up in rural Oregon, and so she's got Christian values, even though she isn't Christian. I'm Muslim, but I was raised Christian, and so like our values aligning was the biggest thing.
Okay.
And so she moved here when she was 8, and in many ways, she's more
How is
American
it
than I
different?
am.
How's she different from dating a white woman?
She understands that both people need to give 100% in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She understands that the fundamental basis of any relationship, intimate or otherwise, is trust.
Mm-hmm.
She understands that people have obligations to their family, to their friends, to their local community, infinitely more important than sympathy for a random person you've never met, or we're gonna go off on this adventure and save this country, or we're gonna save the poor people who've been displaced by who knows what the fuck. And then you've got grifters, who skim 80% off the top. You know what I'm talking about? Like a lot of these charitable organizations, and you've got like televangelists. They're probably the worst of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, private jets.
You and her got kids?
Huh?
You
Yeah,
got
2
kids?
girls.
You got what?
2 girls.
2 girls.
2 girls.
Tell me about her relationship with the kids, and how does she raise them? What are some things you notice, some bullet points you notice about how she's raising her children, or your children?
So she's the disciplinarian.
Wow. Okay.
She's the tough love. She's more like the dad in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the nurturing energy.
Okay.
I like cooking.
Okay.
And my wife's a good cook. She just doesn't like to cook.
Okay.
But she has that strong, like, tiger mom instinct. If anything's wrong, she's on it.
Yeah. What does she teach them?
Everything she thinks is important. There's a full transmission of values, speaking to them about the boys they're with, what they're choosing to do, what career opportunities might suit them later on. I think we make a good team as parents.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Shout out to Asian women. Asian women are the truth.
Oh, this a real
So she's Thai.
Yeah, that's
She's
Asian,
Thai,
ain't it?
right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Southeast Asian is a slightly different flavor. I had never been with a Thai woman before. I had never been attracted to another Thai woman, but she and I, we're a good fit. And I care a lot more about what's in somebody's heart than, you know, circumstances of birth, right?
Yeah.
So, do you know what Rumspringa is?
Who?
For Amish people.
Yeah.
Rumspringa?
Yeah, I know Amish people.
So they get like a month or a year or something where they go live like a non-Amish person.
Oh, yeah?
To just get it out of their system. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, wow.
Have you ever heard about this?
No. So
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're banging somebody that's not Amish?
No, they get to go live like a non-Amish person.
But are they having sexual intercourse?
Apparently, some of them do.
Wow. Okay. Continue.
Really recklessly, yeah.
Wow.
But the idea is get it out of your system, see what filthy heathens everybody else is before you come back and see how good you had it before.
Ooh, and a lot of people come
It's
back.
interesting. Yeah, they all do.
They all do. They're like, look, I can't do this shit.
Basically, you know how people have like a what do they call it, a break year before college or something?
Right.
It's basically that, right?
Fascinating.
But, yeah, within their culture, the expectation is go out there, just get it out of your system, come back, behave yourself, and see how miserable you would have been if you were living a life like they are.
Now, this is something I've always wondered about with the Amish people. Like, you know, do they have a curiosity about outside life? And now I have an answer to that. The curiosity, they get to get that out their system. Wow, okay. Much different from the Orthodox community in Brooklyn. Orthodox community in Brooklyn, you ain't
like
getting
that.
out of there. That's like gang life. You know what I mean?
But in Thailand, I'm trying to rope it back to that. In Thailand, men for like a year, it's supposed to be less than that. Men can cheat on their wife.
Okay.
And it's the same basic principle. Get out there, see these other hoes that are out here, and then you can come back and see how good you have it.
Yeah.
How good I am to you compared to these women.
Yeah. Have you ever asked your bitch for other bitches? Have you ever asked your bitch for other bitches?
She chopped my dick off, Hotep.
Oh, man. Yeah, I kind of figured that.
And I have no interest. It's like I married her.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in another one.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, look, I appreciate the phone call today. I got to get some more people in here. Great,
Sounds good.
valuable insight today. Thank you, bro.
Yep.
Hotep and
Take
Bill.
care. Until next time.
Chat, you guys are brutal. You guys are brutal. Oh, shit. Taylor Madden. Hotep Taylor Madden. Let me talk to Hotep Taylor Madden. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he's got to say. Hopefully we can get to all the phone calls today, but I do want to hear from Hotep Taylor Madden. Somebody was asking me about, who is this?
Call from
Omar.
Hey,
yo,
hey, did you text me?
Huh?
Did you text me to get on the phone lines?
No, I did not.
All right. Then you gotta text me first, bro. There's a protocol here. Hang up on his ass.
Taylor Madden.
Taylor, what up, bro?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Hotep and Bill, how's it going?
Hotep and Bill, man. How you feeling, bro?
Oh, first off, I want to say to everyone in the chat, you and I have been talking, but keep your eyes on this channel. We got some big announcements in Grifty's news coming on down the pipeline.
Big facts. Big Grifty news coming.
Oh, this a real
Big
Hotep
Grifty
brother.
news. All right, but I want to dive right into the Megyn Kelly, Russell Brand thing.
Okay,
Megyn
let's talk
Kelly
about
is absolutely spot on. You're absolutely spot on. We have to live by this innocent until proven guilty. We have for both the accuser and the accused. I have definitely had friends on both sides of this that got hurt, and I've been hurt by false accusations. Granted, it was high school drama more than anything else, and I came out on top of this. But nothing nothing bad. But I also had a friend that, you know, he had some previous run-ins with the law, and this was completely unrelated. He was, you know, years prior, and you know, he hooks up with someone or starts to hook up with someone that has a boyfriend, and of course, as soon as he finds out, she says that it was non-consensual, and now the law is coming after him. And it's just one of those things where I think as guys, we have to know that legally we have to set up a legal situation so that false accusations are punished, if you will, and that accusations are still innocent until proven guilty. If you're guilty, straight to jail. Like lock the door, lock the cell, throw away the key.
Throw away the key.
I don't want rapists around there.
Right.
If you're innocent, there has to be some consequences to the women. This is not a cheat code to ruin a man's life that you don't like.
Right.
That being said, as men, this is one of those reasons that we held societal norms of keeping it in your pants, waiting till marriage, not hanging around with a whole bunch of women. These are the reasons we had those societal norms for thousands of years in thousands of cultures. And we have to, as good men, like, protect ourselves.
Absolutely.
So that's my spiel.
Appreciate that, man. Keep your dick in your pants, fellas. Great message.
Yeah, Hotep and Build.
Hotep and Build. Yeah, we got some amazing Grifty news coming up. Amazing Grifty news. But yeah, let me show you. I have a spreadsheet because we did Syscoin giveaways and it was really hard for me to track. So I created this spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet to tell you exactly who got Syscoin and how much. And as you can see here in column C, row 14, I've given away a total of $500 worth of Syscoin on this channel so far. Okay. Now, this person here with this Syscoin address, this is the UTXO address. We need him to be on the NEVM address. Once I get that from him, I'll be able to send him Syscoin. If that individual is you, because I saw somebody in the chat say they didn't get their Syscoin, then you have the wrong address. Your address should not start with Sys. That's the UTXO model or protocol. You need your address to start with 0x. Okay, 0x is how it should start off. And as you can see here, I even have links to the Block Explorer, so you can see the actual transaction. We can see the transaction and see it got confirmed. The block, when it happened. You see this happened 16 days ago, right? From to the value. You see it right here, 578 Sys. That's equal to $50.38 in USD. The transaction fee, the gas price. Okay. All the information is right there, so it's fully trackable. This is why crypto is great, because it's fully trackable. Nobody can say, hey, I didn't get that. Hey, is this your address? Yeah, it is. You got it. It's in there. It's fully verified. So whoever that was, I don't know what your issue is, but email me, hotepjesus@gmail. Very simple. Omar, don't cut the line, yo. Do not cut the line, Omar. What are you doing, man? Nero. Let me talk to Nero. Then let me talk to Tari. We're going to talk to Nero and Tari. Nero and Tari, you are on the clock. You call in. Keep it short. You see how Taylor Madden came in, made his point, and got out of here? That's what I need y'all to do. I need you to keep it short and spicy, succinct. Get right to the point. Say what you got to say. Hit us in the head with the punchline and explain after. You know, that's the key to a lot of this stuff. Hit somebody in the face with a punchline. Wake them up. You know, for example, when I went on Tim Pool and I was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. And you say, hey, Hotep Jesus, what do you think about Kyle Rittenhouse? I think he's a great American hero, right? Hit you in the face, smack, boom. Whoa, wait, what did he just say? Now let's talk about it, right? A lot of y'all just too long-winded, man. Shut the fuck up. Nobody want to hear all of that shit. Get to the point, man. This is a one of the many not so secrets. Say what you got to say, man. Get to the point. People talk too much. In fact, this brings me to my next point. The 10 Hotep commandments. Anybody know about these? Sometimes people are like, Hotep, what does Hotep mean? What do you guys stand for? Well, guess what? We actually have a website. We've had a website for years. Here's the Hotep Nation website. Here's the FAQ. But wait. Hold on. Oh, damn. The commandments aren't there. I have to put them up. Wow. Okay. So let's just type in 10 Hotep commandments and they'll pop up on the Googles. All right, here we go. Let's pull this up. No, not that one. I don't want that one. That's the older one. Let's pull this one up. This is the one hosted on the website. Who is this? Tari?
Call from.
Yo, who this?
Nero.
Tari, what up, man?
Man, what's going on with you, man?
What's happening? What's happening, baby?
All right. We've been doing good, but shoot, thanks for the crypto update. Everybody gets some Cisco, you know what I'm saying? That's super that.
You got your crypto?
Hell yeah.
Okay, dope.
Definitely in that chat, nigga. Hell yeah. Good look on that.
That's what's up.
What was I about to say? Yeah, man. Fucking, well, in crypto news, I don't know if you heard, but Wendy O had a stream earlier. She talking about they banned XRP Ripple in New York.
Yeah. XRP has had legal issues in New York. Yeah.
That's just crazy. But on the sexual thing, man, I mean, there's two sides to both coins, man. You got to be able to control both. But yeah, you know, y'all with the one woman thing, all that fun stuff. This is the end times, man. All that shit is over. So the best thing what I try to do, man, I'm a freak ass man. I got high sex drive, you feel me? So,
you're a young boy, so I understand.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. So instead of just, you know what I'm saying, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be promiscuous and be immoral and stuff, you know what I'm saying? There's ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be very responsible, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do anything in life, be the best at it. So you know what I'm saying? Don't just be jacking off with people. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do the sex, man, study that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got esoteric work, we got all type of, you know what I'm saying, spiritual sides to all that energy, you know what I'm saying? You need to get into it like a science. Just get in your mind. So you ain't got it, you know what I'm saying? But the name of the game is know thyself at the end of the day. So
know thyself. Big facts.
So that's all you can do, man. But anyway, man, stay up out here, be responsible, and take responsibility. That's all you gotta do.
I love it.
I bought all your shit, by the way. Man, them books, I'm getting through them.
Yeah?
I'm not supposed to grab that shit.
You the fucking man, bro.
Yeah.
You the fucking man. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Nero. That wasn't Tari. That was Nero. My bad. As you see right here in the 10 Hotep Commandments. Number 6. I am a speaker of joy, in short, with my tongue. This is one of the 10 Hotep Commandments. Because what we have is many people fearmonger. They fearmonger for engagement farming. They fearmonger for engagement. So we don't want to do that as Hoteps. When we speak, we want to put people in a good mood. These are the tenets we follow. And it says, and I'm short with my tongue. Get to the point. You don't got to speak at length. If you can't say what you got to say in 60 seconds, then you don't have anything important to say.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
If you can't say what you got to say in 60 seconds, then you don't have anything important to say. It's very important. Absolutely important. So make sure y'all get in tune, 10 Hotep Commandments, and make sure you follow them. This is something to live by. We have a guide for our Hoteps. Okay? Let's get Tari in here. Tari and Kev calling. Tari and Kev calling. Who is this? We spoke to Eric. We spoke to Goldstein. So we just got Tari, Kev, and Jonah, and Omar. Let's get in here. Come on, call in. If I mentioned your name, call in. Somebody asked me, how do you know if you have the right address? I don't know if I have the right address. I know if I have a valid address, but I don't know if I have the right address. That is on the sender. Whoever sends me the address has to make sure that they copy and paste it. And really, it's really easy in crypto. You just hit the copy button and you paste it, and you can't really get that wrong. Yo, what up?
What up?
What's good, bro?
You know, I thought it was funny.
What's that?
I saw that video of Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
Because I ran across a video last week of a video about Danny Masterson, you know, the dude from that 70 show.
Uh-huh.
They say he got convicted with no evidence.
Damn.
So a lot of people questioning whether that was even legit. And then you come with this a week later, and then you got. But I saw Lauren Chen saying, calling out the Danny Mathis and shit. And then this week you got Megyn Kelly doing the exact opposite with the Russell Brand shit. So I thought that was hilarious. But your other topic happened to hit on something I wanted to talk to you about. The Japanese women.
Yeah.
And how submissive they are.
Yes, yes.
I had a conversation with someone last night and this morning about black women and how submissive they are. I know you talked about it on the channel a couple of times. I want to get your take. The statement she said was, black women don't know how to turn that shit off. Apparently the problem with black women is they don't know how to turn the shit off.
Who said that?
It was like a Puerto Rican woman, I think.
Black women don't know how to turn off their attitude?
I guess their masculinity is what she was saying. They don't, like when they get home and shit. She was trying to say that Latino women are known for being like more submissive when they
really what that comes down to is a value system, right? And black women, it's not a conscious thing. When they turn it on and off, it's not a conscious thing. Because you'll see some black women won't submit to their man, and then they'll go date outside the race and then submit to the white man. So really this is a subconscious phenomenon which falls under the umbrella of white supremacy. You know, I've said before, white supremacy is when a black woman loves a white man more than a black man, right? This is part of white supremacy. These are things that people don't talk about. When you talk about these people who scream about white supremacy and they all sleep with white men, they are the ones that are upholding white supremacy. Because if white men are so bad, why do you sleep with one, AOC? Why does half of the black congressional caucus sleep with white men? Why is Kamala Harris with a white man, right?
Yeah.
So all of this stuff, right? So really what it comes down to is a value system. And much of it has to do with, what's the term they call it now? Where a woman wants your money.
What, you mean hypergamy?
There we go. It's hypergamy. It's hypergamy, right? So black women are very hypergamous, and mostly because many of them have come from households where they didn't have. So when they're dating a man who doesn't have, or have more than them, or significantly more than them, they begin to be reminded of the men that have failed them throughout their life, including their uncles, their fathers, etc., etc. Whereas the white man has a certain status in society where, at the very least, if he doesn't come equipped with the exponential money, at least I have the status now of being with the white man and being in white spaces, which seem to be more glamorous, etc., more luxury, right? A different vibe, and it makes her feel like she's escaped poverty. You see it with Candace Owens, right? Candace Owens, person who grew up in poverty, said her dad was on crack or something like that, and now she goes and she dates one of the lords of England, right? So you see a lot of black women are looking for an escape from poverty. So that's one reason. I think there was another point I wanted to make in that same lane. All right, let's go to the next point. Next point is just, you know, your masculinity, your ability to either please her in the bedroom or inability to please her in the bedroom. That could play a factor. Also, your ability to manage her emotions is going to be judged. Many black women subconsciously test men to see how they handle them. You know, can you handle me at my worst is some shit that they'll say. Can you handle me at my worst? And it's like, why should I have to deal with you at your worst? But that's another story for another day. But what they're looking for is to see how you handle them. And I saw a viral video the other day, and it said a woman can forgive a man for infidelity and cheating and all this other stuff, right? But one thing she can't deal with is being treated harshly, right? And her emotions not being managed properly. So black women will have this attitude to see, subconsciously testing you to see how you manage her emotions. And a lot of that comes back to no daddy at home syndrome. She doesn't know what it's like to have her emotions be managed. She doesn't like feeling like her emotions should be managed, although she wants to see how you manage yourself in the midst of her emotions. So a lot of this stuff just comes back to the fact that black people are the lower class of the country. And when the men are emasculated, the men are put in a position where they don't make as much as their other racial counterparts. Black women start to look down on them and look at them as a failure. And then as a result, there's no respect in the relationship.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like I tried to get into that, but I didn't even get a chance. It was just like they had a problem with me pushing back against the idea that there's some problem with them being able to turn the switch on and off, and that somehow other women are able to do this. I'm like, I don't think in the West, to be honest, we had agreed in our conversation that in the West, most women are like that. Like you were talking about earlier, like I mean, or actually like Mike was kind of talking about earlier, a lot of even white women will still try to control the relationship, even if they're not like as aggressive as a black woman. Like,
yeah, again, it comes down to what's your masculinity like, and your masculinity is not in place. A woman that challenge you, when your masculinity is in place, she tends to fall in line. So there's something you did wrong there, because I generally don't have problems with black women and them giving me, they treat me like a white man. I'm telling you right now, black women treat me like a white man because they treat me like a white man because that's how I act. I act like a white man when I'm with them. I don't act like a nigga, you know? I don't feed into their emotional bullshit, you know? And I always give this example of when I was hanging out with my homies, and one of my homies, he was dating a derelict. And she used to bully all the boys in the area, you know? And I was kind of like, you know, the homie's big bro. I was putting them in recording studios and, you know, showing them the music game and whatnot. So when I went over his house to talk to him, hang out, talk shit, she was there. And she tried that bullying shit with me. And I spoke to her like a father would. I said, first of all, I'm not your age. Second of all, I have children. I'm a father. Please do not come over here with that type of behavior. And ever since then, she treated me like I was a father because I didn't respond to her with emotions, right? And that's the biggest problem with black men is they begin to argue with women. And they start to respond with emotions, right? And a lot of times women try to pull emotions out of you because they interpret being when you have a lack of control in emotions, they think you're
being callous.
No, they look at that as you caring about them. You see what I'm saying? Because he got mad, so he actually cares. If he doesn't get mad, then he doesn't care. This is the juvenile mindset that they have because they've never had a father figure. So ever since then, she's always treated me cordial, very cordial. You know, very respectful. She didn't even talk the same around me. You know, she put her proper voice around me. And again, Rollo talks about this a lot, where it's about frame. A lot of your relationship with a woman is about how your relationship began. And if you allow bullshit in the beginning, you should expect bullshit throughout. But let me get to the next caller, bro.
Yeah, man. Hotep and Bill.
All right, Hotep and Bill. Hey, make sure y'all put y'all foot down day one with these women, man. Because then one day you're going to put your foot down and they're going to go, wait, you changed. You didn't do this when we first met. You got to put your foot down from day one, dog, and tell them like, yo, this behavior you got right now, this shit is unacceptable. You got to check your bitch. You got to check your bitch.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Omar and Kevito and Jonah, call in, man. You know, I had this story about, you know, we're talking about false accusations, right? And I had somebody mentioned high school, and it immediately triggered a memory, of when I was falsely accused in high school. So I became cordial with this girl who I was physically not attracted to. We were just cool. She was a geek. I was a geek. We had intellectual conversations on the phone. It was strictly platonic. We never talked about being together or anything like that. And in school, it showed that we were cool. We'd hang out, we'd talk, we laughed, we had a good time. Then one day I came to school and everybody was looking at me with the side eye. And I'm like, what the fuck why is everybody? Then I'm walking down the hall, and I remember it was a black teacher. Now, the black teacher was her stepdad. We had one black male teacher in our school. So everybody knew him. Everybody was cool with him. I was cool with him. And he pulled me in to he pulled me into the room and he said, you know, what you did was wrong. I was like, wait, what'd I do? He was like,
Call from
Omar.
So what happened was he's Omar, turn your TV down. So what happened was I'm in the room and I'm talking to him and he's telling me like what I did was wrong. And I'm like, wait, what happened? He said, you were running around telling everybody that you were messing around with Tara and that didn't happen. And I was like, I didn't tell anybody me and Tara was messing around. Like that didn't happen. What are you talking about? Black chick. And he was like, he didn't believe me. Make a long story short, he didn't believe me. And from then on, he always looked at me funny because this is his stepdaughter. And that shit used to piss me off. And I never could figure out what the fuck happened. Years later, I'm hanging out with another girl we went to high school with. And she's got a huge crush on me. And we're making out, da-da-da, and we're talking. And she tells me, she's like, I got a confession. I was like, what's up? She was like, do you remember a few years back when everybody was accusing you of saying you're messing around with Tara? I'm like, yeah. She was like, I started that rumor. I was like, why would you do that? She was like, because I had a crush on you and I was jealous. I was like, I'm like, yo, do you realize like mad people looked at me crazy for mad long because of that shit? She's like, I know, I feel bad, I'm sorry. I'm like, wow, you straight up assassinated my character because you had a crush on me and I didn't see you, I didn't recognize you. This shit used to happen to me like every 3 years. This is the problem with being a pretty boy. Bitches be mad and shit. What up, Omar?
What's good, man?
What's good, Joe?
I just I'll get real quick to the point, as you were saying before. So last time I spoke to you, we was talking about the red pill.
Yeah.
And I think there was a little bit of a misunderstanding. I wasn't coming at the red pill from the standpoint of just red pill is not needed. It was just more like how red pill is packaged through the guys of like Sneeko and Fresher Fit and these guys. You had mentioned Coach EO.
Yeah.
I know about him. I don't know about the other guys that you were mentioning, but I know about Coach EO. I think that dude is solid. If you ever wanted some information about dealing with, the opposite sex and just learning like the fundamentals, the true fundamentals of the shit, there's a couple people I recommend. Dante Nero, he's a comedian, but he was good friends with Patrice O'Neal. I've known before Red Pill became a big YouTube thing, Dante Nero and Patrice were talking about Red Pill years, like 2011, 2005 type shit.
Okay.
So I kind of know about it for a while. But, all I was going to say is, like, there should be more like you have Men of Order. I don't know how it would come about just because, to be honest, people are drawn to drama. But there should be more channels that promote. Because at the end of the day, the best game is to be the best version of yourself. If you're the best version of yourself, you don't got to lie about who you are.
Facts.
The integrity that comes with being if you want to play video games and make money, dude, be the best fucking video gamer you could ever be, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you're fascinated with socks, make the best brand of socks and try to make that shit skyrocket and make a fuck ton of money. And like, what's going to come with that is just naturally, you're good people. Women are going to be drawn to you because you're winning. So that's really it, man. Best game is just be the best version of yourself. And I don't mean be a rapper and an NBA, just whatever you really into, dog, just really hone in on it. Don't give up when shit gets tough. And the personal development that you get on that journey of being the best version of yourself, that's what truly attracts the woman. The integrity, the forthright, the righteousness and everything that you do that comes with that. That's all it is.
Absolutely. I mentioned that in my book, The Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity, a guide for young men navigating women. Be the best version of yourself. Absolutely. so key. That gets you so much game. You know, you got guys out here that just aren't the best version of yourself, and that's why you suck in the dating pool, and you got to resort to, you know, weird tricks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, man. And it's how do I put it? It's it's honesty, man. It's honesty and integrity. It's like it's like when you brought up how some of the best managers and everything else, they come from poverty. It's because the journey that they had to go through, they had to jump. They literally lived in a fire of adversity. And who you really are matters when it's fire all around you and you have to keep your cool.
Facts. That's when you really find out who is who. Correct.
So yeah, that was it, man. I wanted because I think you was kind of thinking I was like coming at it from a fuck red pill type thing. It's like no.
I was really talking about Uncle Hotep. He's the one that's always talking shit about the red pill.
Oh, yo, matter of fact, you better put Uncle Hotep on that goddamn shady list too, because I was talking about how Destiny had government ties to the Macabre. Yo, so Uncle Hotep was part of the Air Force?
Yeah, yeah. And he was a CEO.
And he was a CEO?
And a CEO.
So you used to putting niggas in line and surveillance for the government. All right, my nigga, I see you, Uncle Hotep.
Yup. He an overseer. Natural born overseer.
All right, man. Hey, yo, peace and Bill, man.
All right, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill, man.
Good calls today. Cav Jonah calling. Cav Jonah calling. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes to call. If y'all call in 2 minutes, the phone lines are closed. Hold on, I'm texting my partner right now. Should be 60 second clips.
Call from
Kevin.
Kev, what up, man?
Hey, what up, Joseph?
What happened, man? How you feeling, bro?
Bro, can you imagine their reaction to 20 years ago? Bobby Knight punched three players while he was coaching them.
Oh, Bobby Knight? Bobby Knight would not stand a chance today. Would not stand a chance.
Punching players, throwing chairs across the floor.
I forgot about Bobby Knight. And I was trying to think of somebody, too. Bobby Knight is the one.
Oh, yeah, he was wilding. I mean, he was only 5'4", so he could barely, if he punched all the way up on one of his players, he might hit him in the middle of the chest. He's not going to deck him and knock him out, but he wasn't afraid to get physical with him.
Facts.
He was trying to tough him up and turn him into men.
Facts. I'm trying to find a clip now of Bobby Knight.
If you can't handle a punch from a little old man like Bobby Knight, and you're a 22-year-old, 6'4", 200 and some pound athlete, and you start crying because this little man hits you.
Right. You're not fit for the sport.
Yeah, that's basketball, not even football.
Right.
Football, Deion should be strapping on the pads and going out there and showing these guys what it is to take a real hit.
I don't know about that. He a little old for that.
I could still deliver a hit in my day. I'm 50 years old. He's younger than me. I'm certain he could do it.
Yeah, but I don't know how he gonna feel after though.
Yeah, he gonna. They both gonna know they got hit in the morning. Then and the guy he hit.
Yeah, you gonna feel that in the morning. We used to play football on the weekends. We used to play football out in the field. Tackle football in the grass, no pads. Those are the fun days. Felt like a rugby game.
Oh, yeah.
No helmet, no nothing. You just went out there and you got hit, you got rocked, you got injured. I got my knee fucked up. I got head-to-head clashes. We still got up. We just fucking kept playing. You know,
well, we
sit out for a play and go back.
So my older brothers were literally 5 years older than us. So they were 15. We were little 10-year-olds. And the family across the street was about the same way, and the family down the street was about the same way. And then we had other kids around that were our age too that would come and join in. And I mean, it was just, there'd be like 20 of us out there, and be like, you'd have to take two 10-year-olds to tackle a 15-year-old, hit him at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of us hit him and hold his feet and try and slow him down enough for everybody else to pile on.
Mm-hmm. I remember there's a documentary out with referees, but one of the referees in the NFL is somebody I went to high school with. And I remember really not knowing much about football. And we were playing a pickup game one day, and every time somebody grabbed me, I just went down. Because I thought in football, if they grabbed you, you had to go down. I didn't understand the concept of breaking tackles. So he told me, he was like, yo, why you keep going down? Break the tackle. I'm like, oh, I could do that? He like, what do you mean, can you do that? Yes, you can do that. Nigga, I was like, say less. I thought I had to go down after they grabbed me. Man, he threw me that ball. They came. I was like, he grabbed me. I was like, man, get off me. Boom, touchdown. I was like, oh, I like this game.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since then, I was a beast.
Made many touchdowns with dragging somebody behind you.
Mm-hmm. I remember the big homies, the homies that was 250 plus, they come charging at you and everybody would get out the way. So one time, one of the 250 plus dudes came steamrolling right at me. And I hopped out the way and then chased him down, just grabbed him by his legs. Ha! Go down, nigga. He got an extra 5 yards out to play, but I wasn't about to try and take him head on. That's suicide. But those are the good old days. I don't think the kids nowadays going outside and playing tackle football. Kids not doing that no more with no pads.
They're playing tackle. They're playing Madden.
They playing Madden, right? Yeah, yeah. Basketball on the blacktop, big facts. I was heavy into basketball. You know.
Me too. Me in Indiana.
Yeah.
There's a cool up everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Those are the good old days, man.
Play 3-on-3 tournaments. They had I forget. Gus Mackard come through and do tournaments, and you can actually win like thousands of dollars a piece because it was $100 per person entry fee.
Okay.
So you'd go out there and pick your team, and everybody throw in $100 a piece, and winner took all.
Oh, I like that. Yep. That's what we need.
Yep. Hotep and Bill, man.
All right, Hotep and Bill. It's Cav on the check-in. Hey, wonderful Griff report today. Appreciate y'all calling in. I do want to read this. I got an interesting take. You know, Jonah's Kufi is always on too tight. So check this take out from Jonah really fast. Hold on, let me pull this up. Look at this. Look at what Jonah texted me. This is one hell of a tight Kufi take. Where is it? Here it goes. He says, Russell Brand is repped by Tavistock. He is running the op. Tavistock, best known turning shell shock into PTSD. So he's saying Russell Brand is behind his own cancellation. Yo, if you don't get every take on this show, I don't know where y'all gonna get every take. Yeah, I appreciate all my super chatters today. Much love, much respect. Appreciate the kindness. Don't forget, do remember, Master Focus products on sale right now. Coupon code is in the description box. Coupon code Griff Report. If you use the link or the QR code you saw on your screen, that'll apply it at the discount at checkout. So you'll see it at checkout. You won't see it in cart. You'll see it at checkout. And lots of great new announcements. If you saw my to-do list is funky. It's super funky. My to-do list is crazy. I spent Monday morning just typing out my to-do list because I have so many projects. Yeah, so great things happening on that front. So look out for new announcements. You can subscribe to my email list at hotepjesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. hotepjesus.com.
And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and try to enjoy some of my day here. Relax for about 15 minutes to get back to the grind. And I I need y'all to stay Hotep. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the Griff Report, 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right? Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in.
How'd you get that done so quick? They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.